Hello and welcome to my channel. Welcome to our ARE 5.0 studies. My name is Marina Ray. I am a licensed architect and interior designer, and I decided to continue my videos about the exams, and that will help you with your exam prep. So this video series is actually going to cover every objective of the ARE 5.0. So what I decided to do is I took the NCARB guidelines, the ARE 5.0 guidelines, and I covered every single objective for each division. And this particular video will cover the practice management objective 1.1, and that's assess resources within the practice. So that is our business operations section. That's the first section. And that is critically important for you to know to pass the exam and to successfully lead your own practice after you get licensed, after you open your own firm, and you want to actually just work on the projects and run the architectural practice and help clients with their programs and with their needs. So I have prepared a little presentation for you that I will share with you. And then at the end, we'll just cover 10 questions. Those are not the questions that you will see on the exam because I'm not an NCARB exam writer. Those are specialized people that are trained and they know what to include in the exam. But I have prepared all those questions for you just to practice. And again, 99% they're not going to be on the exam, but the type of questions and the type of knowledge that is required to solve those questions are very typical for the ARE exams. So please let me know in the comments, let me know if that worked for you, if you like that, or maybe you would like to cover something else while I'm working on the rest of the videos. And I'm actually thinking about creating a little course as well, which will be mostly for the non-native English speakers because English is my second language. But I was able to pass all the exams, and now I'm working as the project manager, as an architect in a large architectural firm here in the southeast of the US. And if I could do that, you guys can do it too. So I believe in you. Let me know in the comments if you would like a course like that. And let's see what we have for this objective 1.1 on the practice management exam.
All right, guys, so I am sharing my screen and we'll dive deeper into our practice management or PcM exam objective 1.1, and that is assess resources within the practice. So let's get started. Before you do anything else, that's what you need to do. You go to NCARB, to the website ncarb.org, and retrieve their most up-to-date ARE 5.0 guidelines. They update them quite frequently, so make sure that you actually get the most recent one because they may change some verbiage, and we want to be compliant. We want to just make sure that we have all the information that we need. So division overview, right? That's what we see when we log in. We see that the practice management division will assess objectives related to the management of architectural practice, including professional ethics, fiduciary responsibilities, and the regulations governing the practice of architecture. The division will focus on issues related to pre-contract tasks, including negotiation, human resource management, consultant development. Candidates must demonstrate an understanding of and abilities in business structure, business development, and asset development and protection. And here today in this video, we are going to discuss section 1, business operations, and objective 1.1, which is assess resources within the practice. It is critically important. It is something that, when you get licensed, when you open your own firm, this is what you really need to know how to do. So, Section 1, business operations. You will need to understand that running a business requires attention to staffing, regulations, insurance, ethics, and the appropriate standard of care. And our objective 1.1, which is between 8 and 12% of the test, they actually that objective actually is one of the most important in the practice management. So here you will need to analyze the staffing needs of a practice and recommend criteria and protocols for hiring, staffing, assignments, staff evaluations, staff scheduling, and professional development. You will also need to evaluate capital expenditures such as a hardware, software, or training expense. These are items that support a firm's current business model or allow a firm to expand into a new practice area, evolve to offer more environmental design, or address other changing needs. So that's it, and let's dive deeper into the questions that I have prepared for you. So here, the first question is about the staffing assignment. Let's read the question together. And again, these are not the questions that you will see in your exam, but these are very typical ones, so they will help you in your exam prep. And the more you practice, the better architect you become. So let's see here. A project manager is reviewing staffing needs for a new healthcare facility. The project requires specialized medical planning and high familiarity with NFPA codes. Which of the following should the manager prioritize in assigning staff? When you read questions like that, if you don't know some of the abbreviations, like you don't know NFPA, right, the National Fire Protection Association, please Google them, look them up. Like when you come across questions and mock exams and some quizzes, if you don't know the abbreviation, make sure that you understand that and make sure that you get familiar with that, because those are quite we have quite a few abbreviations in the practice management. So make sure that you know all of them, you know what they stand for. So the potential answers are as follows. A, staff who have the lowest billing rates. B, staff with strong design portfolios from school. C, staff with direct experience on healthcare projects. Or D, staff who are available for overtime. So the correct answer, as you can imagine, is C, that staff with direct experience on healthcare projects. And when you read the question, you will see that they're asking about somebody who can work on a new healthcare facility. And specialized projects require staff with relevant technical expertise, and assigning personnel with prior experience in healthcare design ensures code compliance and efficient project execution. So always read the question, always read all the lines and make sure that you understand them. Let's go to the next question. And again, I will have 10 questions for you just to practice and just to make sure that you know what to expect. The second one is professional development policy. And the question is as follows. Which of the following best reflects a firm's long-term strategy to support professional development? A, paying overtime for staff to attend weekend seminars. B, encouraging staff to work through lunch for extra billable hours. C, creating an annual training plan aligned with individual and firm goals. Or D, assigning junior staff to repetitive drafting tasks to build speed. So here the correct answer is C. The long-term strategy, if the firm would like to do that, actually one of the strategies is to create an annual training plan aligned with individual and firm goals. And that will ensure continual growth, retention, and competitiveness. So let's go to the next question and see what else, what other areas you may get the questions in. The third one is capital expenditure evaluation. And let's read the question together. A small architecture firm is considering purchasing BIM software for the first time. Which of the following should be considered first when evaluating this capital expenditure? And again, if you don't know what BIM is, I mean, you should, but just in case, it's, you need to know all those abbreviations, right? Building information modeling, and you really need to know things like that. And when you see questions and you don't know things, Google, please. So the potential answers are as follows. How many competitors are already using the software? That's what they need to evaluate first. You see, like first is italicized, and you really need to read those kind of like clues and find them, and then you'll be able to see what you need to answer, because those, like, all the questions may be actually, all the answers may be kind of somewhat correct. But when you see first, you need to just make sure that you read that and you answer that question. So again, A, how many competitors are already using the software? B, whether it allows the firm to take on new building typologies. C, if the firm has the hardware infrastructure to support it. Or D, whether clients have requested 3D visualization. So the correct answer is C, if the firm has the hardware infrastructure to support the new BIM software. So in capital expenditures like BIM require careful planning of infrastructure and training. And that's not just the question for the exam and you'll just learn it and pass and forget about this. This is something just living and breathing. This is what you will deal with when you become an architect and when you open your own practice. This is something like practical, and this is like common sense. So you definitely need to know little things like that. Maybe these questions are a little too easy for you, if you've been already in the field and in the industry for quite a while. But just, this is just the examples of the practice management questions. Let's go to the next one, and that is about the staff evaluation. So the question is as follows. Which of the following is the most effective method for assessing employee performance? A, annual review conducted only by human resources. B, peer evaluation surveys conducted quarterly. C, structured performance review with clear objectives and feedback. Or D, informal check-ins whenever a project ends. So the correct answer is C, structured performance review with clear objectives and feedback. And those effective performance reviews provide actionable feedback and align with firm goals. I noticed that here I have most of the correct answers as C. And that's just a coincidence, but I heard a joke that, if you're in doubt, select C. When you answer the exam questions, please don't do that. That's just a joke. But, sometimes people say that. Always select the correct answer. And if you are not sure, select a, an answer that you think is the most correct. Don't leave any of the answers blank because system will mark it wrong. If you didn't answer correctly, that's okay. Or you actually may have guessed. Sometimes when you don't know the answer, you select something and you were right. But if you leave it blank, it will be wrong. So don't do that. Just answer something if you're not sure. But little by little, you will prepare for the exam and you will pass it eventually. Okay, let's go to our question number 5. So that's about the resource allocation. So, which metric should a managing principal monitor weekly to ensure effective use of firm resources? A. Total revenue per square foot of project. B. Billable hours versus overhead hours by staff. C. Number of new business inquiries. Or D. Year to date profit margin. So here, our correct answer is B, and that's billable hours versus overhead hours by staff. That's what the principal needs to monitor weekly to ensure that everything works well, that the team has not exploded the budget, and all those things. And monitoring utilization rates helps identify staffing inefficiencies and ensure profitability. And all this is in our Architect Handbook of Professional Practice. This is what you really need to read cover to cover when you prepare for the practice management exam. That helps a lot. There are a lot of insights, a lot of stories that architects share, and other beautiful things. So please make sure that you are familiar with that book, that you read the whole thing, although it may seem redundant, but it's not. So I highly recommend doing that. And I passed the exam as soon as I actually read the whole thing, because before I was really just like reading one chapter here, one chapter there, but then I made sure that I read the whole thing. So, and I highly recommend you do the same. So let's go to our question number 6, and that's strategic hiring. An architecture firm is expanding into historic preservation. What is the best justification for hiring a preservation specialist? Potential answers are as follows. A. The firm has excess funds for training. B. The marketing team wants to enhance firm image. C. The firm has secured a new contract requiring preservation credentials. Or D. The local university is graduating students in that field. So here, the correct answer is C. The firm has secured a new contract requiring preservation credentials. And sometimes it happens, like you negotiate a project and you win it, but then you look at your team and it's like, okay, we are missing something. So you need to do the strategic hiring. And sometimes it would be a contract because you don't need that person for the rest of the, you know, for the rest of the projects. Or you may actually have a permanent hire if you think to expand in that field. And strategic hiring is based on firm direction and confirmed project needs, optimizes staffing investment. So you definitely need to wear that kind of like, principal's hat and understand, okay, this is what I will definitely need as, part of my team. And maybe this is a temporary solution just for the project and for the duration of the, phase of the project or something like that. Let's go to our question number 7, and that's the scheduling protocol. So, what is the primary tool a firm should use to match staff availability with project deadlines? A. Gantt chart. B. Time card system. C, utilization rate spreadsheet, or D, staffing plan or workload projection chart. So again, we read the question, right? And you see primary tool, like that is, you see a different font. And our correct answer is staffing plan or workload projection chart. So these tools allow firms to visualize and allocate resources efficiently based on project phases. So, and again, others are not wrong, but other answers are not wrong, but that's not what is asked. So please make sure that you always read the question and you understand that. And I heard that some people say you read the answers first and then you go back to the question so that you already know what options you have and then you answer it. But that's kind of like, I don't know, this strategy didn't really work out for me. Okay, so let's go to our question number 8, and that's the software acquisition. A mid-sized firm is reviewing a 40,000 proposal for software that enables real-time energy modeling. Which of the following is the most strategic rationale for the purchase? And the potential answers are as follows. It will reduce the number of design meetings. B, it supports the firm's goal of offering more sustainable design services. C, it will allow interns to work more independently. Or D, it's less expensive than hiring a sustainability consultant. And the correct answer is B, it supports the firm's goals of offering more sustainable design services. And sometimes capital expenditures that align with strategic service offerings ensure long-term ROI. Sometimes it's just like the fancy thing to buy, but usually, those large investments are being assessed and you don't want to spend money just to spend it. And usually it works for the rest of the team and it's a long-term investment. So you definitely need to think about it from the owner's perspective, right? It's like from the firm owner, from the principal's perspective. And that will help you answer the questions. Let's take a look at our question number 9, and that's billable targets. And the question is as follows. Which staff role typically has the highest billable hour target in a well-structured architecture firm? A, managing partner, B, marketing director, C, intern architect, or D, office administrator. So, and you may actually get confused by this question. So it says the highest billable hour target, and you may think it's the highest rate, which is the managing partner apparently, right? But it's the highest billable hour target. So interns usually like their hours are maximized, right? They only work on the projects. They don't do any like business development, marketing, or any type of other overhead stuff, but they work on the project. So, and the correct answer is C, the intern, and they are allocated to billable tasks to support project teams, maximizing utilization. So please read the questions. That's my number 1 advice. Let's go to our question number 10, and that's cross-training benefit. So which of the following is the most compelling benefits of cross-training staff across design and technical roles? But the potential answers are as follows. A, it reduces the need for third-party consultants. B, it increases hourly billing rates. C, it builds resilience and flexibility in project staffing. Or D, it shortens the schematic design phase. So the correct answer here is C. It builds resilience and flexibility in project staffing. So cross-training supports business continuity and adaptability during shifting project demands. And sometimes, like you really don't know the realities if you never worked for the firm. So I, you know, I highly recommend to go do the internship if you're just about to start your exams, or just make sure that you ask questions. Like if you already have licensed friends or family, always ask questions. And sometimes, uh, like that's the only thing you can do for now. But usually people already work in the industry. They know, they're familiar with the firm culture, and it's sometimes easier. But when you answer the questions, answer what is asked. Do not try to imagine whatever you've seen in the firm, and try to just bring that in. Answer the question that you see on the screen. Do not try to answer something else, because that's the mistake that many people make, and we want to avoid that. Okay, so that was it for today. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm here to help you and guide you through your ARE exams journey. And I will continue with the next objective. So please stay tuned, like my video, share it, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.